Hey everyone, Chris Haddon, Jason Balin, co-founders of REI360. Check us out at rei360.net or any social media, hashtag the REI360 show. Today we are talking about how to accomplish your next big, aggressive business project.
We're going to help you determine exactly what that project is, why you should accomplish it, and some step-by-step tools to how to accomplish it. Check it out right now.
First things first, let's talk about what your goals should be. It could be a lot of different things, and it depends where you are in your business, like in, how many years you've been in, what you need to accomplish, the type of business you're in. A lot of these do overlap for sure. So let's talk about one, because we saw.
Yeah, so your next project, first, a good one is if you're not doing this already, setting up your CRM or setting up your database, specifically your email database. Because most business owners do not have that yet, and that should probably be like 1.0, the first thing to do.
For sure. That's year one type stuff.
So, and we're going to throw out a few ideas of, you'd be like, I love it. I want to add, some people will be thinking, I want to add, my next project. What exactly should it be? Well, that's the first one. So start with that if you don't have it already, setting up a CRM. Now, where exactly should you get started? Well, you probably have some sort of informal database of business cards or some email contacts in your Gmail account or whatever the case
maybe
is.
A spreadsheet of your contacts over the years.
Exactly. So make sure you get all that, sit at a conference room table, similar to this, put them all out there, and set some sort of actionable items in order to get them into a database, a CRM, iContact, Constant Contact, Infusionsoft, Aweber, MailChimp. There's tons and tons and tons of them. Yep. But to find which one you want, they're all very similar and they don't cost all that much money, and get them in there. And whatever data you have related to them, at the very minimum, you want to do their name and their email address. If you want to add additional data related to those contacts, you can do that as well. And start there and get it organized. And this next big project, it doesn't have to be like an all-year thing. I mean, this could be something that you timestamp for 30 days to get it done. So I think that's a really important one. We're going to go through a few whats and then some whys and then some hows related to each of these. So that's a good first one to start with.
That's a great first one. And I might even say that you don't need to do anything else in your business project-wise if you haven't done the CRM, the database. Like that's number one. So just keep that in mind. What's another one that we've experienced in our past?
So learning and understanding marketing, real black belt marketing, and doing black belt marketing. And I would say one of the things that we did probably 6 years ago that changed us a lot was hiring some pay-per-click consultants to come into our office. We spent a few $1,000s on doing so, and they came to our office and they taught us about marketing. We were determined as a company and as individuals to learn about marketing, and we were going to do whatever it takes to do it, right? And we met up. We actually didn't know these guys at the time, but we met up. We saw them speak at a conference, and we said, "You guys seem to be, around our age bracket. Seems like we get along with you. You guys are black belts in marketing. You guys are experts. Whatever it takes, you are coming, and we are getting. We didn't want to buy a book. We didn't want to learn it the hard way. We wanted to just cut to the chase, spend the money, get them into our office, and teach us everything they want to know. Yeah. We wanted to know.
And that's why we're calling this topic the big aggressive goals, is because we were going hard to get those accomplished and implemented. And that was 2 guys for one day, and it cost us thousands of dollars. So.
Yeah, and it was well worth it. I mean, we made that back, over and over and over the years. So, part of this is this video is also related to doing whatever the heck you got to do to accomplish this project. And that's what it is. I mean, it's defining the project, and it's stuff that you need, but it's making sure you do whatever you have to do to accomplish it. And if going back to the CRM one, if you're not all that tech savvy or you don't want to be tech savvy, get someone else to do it. Outsource the project. But whatever the thing, all of these, they have to get accomplished. So you need to do them.
Yep. Good stuff. And those are a couple examples that have been going on recently and from the past. What's one for the future? What do we have on tap?
So internally, one of the big things that we're looking to do is expand into commercial real estate lending for commercial properties and larger multifamily. Stuff above $1 million, stuff that
we do the small stuff now, and it's easy enough. And it's
and we've done it for years, but we're looking to expand into some larger stuff. And it's not as easy as just saying, okay, well, I'll just do it, right? We want to be experts at it, and we want to turn it into a project, into a goal, and do it the right way. So a few things that we've done over the last few weeks. Obviously, we mentally prepared for it because that's always the most important thing. We both agreed as business partners that said, is this something we want to focus on? Because there's no point of doing something if we don't both agree that this is the right move for the company.
Right.
We both decided this is what we want to do, and then let's figure out how we tackled it. So we went online, we did some basic workshops and some courses and bought a bunch of books related to it. Only went so far. Our next thing was picked up the phone, called almost every single player we know, that we personally know, in the commercial real estate game and said, listen, this is what we want to do. This is why we want to do it. I need your help or guidance to tell me exactly what to do. What book should I read? Who should I call? How much money should I pay a top person to come fly out to our office to teach us? Whatever the case is, we need to learn this, and we need to learn it the right way from the right people, and we're going to do whatever it takes to do so.
Absolutely. And I think you just covered a good amount of the why and the how there. So let's summarize that for a second. So in those three examples, if you're talking about just getting your database together or learning something very important like marketing or a big new project like expanding out into commercial real estate, get to that why first of why do you want to learn that? Like, what is this going to do for your business, for CRM? Like the why is easy because that's kind of like you have to do that. And the other ones they're more personal for you, for your business, for financial goals, for your skill set. Figure out why it is you want to tackle that big project because it should be it should be aggressive. And then you move into the how, like you were saying.
Which is actionable items typically. How's this going to get accomplished?
Yeah, actionable items and dates. And like Jason said, in the past we've spent good money to hire consultants. We want to learn from the best. Is it going to be books? Or are we going to talk to some people who aren't consultants but are doing that thing that we want to do and say, how'd you learn it? How are we going to get there, right? So yeah, we've been going through that process. We already went through the why. That was a few months ago. And then the how has been happening. And it's probably going to be an all year long project, right?
Yeah. And I mean, this kind of leads me to another thing that I was just thinking about. Like, how many projects do we usually have per year? New projects. I would say half of them are usually growth, half of them are operational.
I mean, we kind of go quarterly.
We go quarterly, exactly.
Yeah. And that's not a hard and fast rule, but it kind of plays out that way.
Yeah.
This will be a bigger one. This is bigger than that.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about, operational
CRM stuff, understanding marketing. I mean, a lot of them are life ongoing ones, but
right.
A big project, to us, setting up a CRM is not a big project, right? For us, because we've done it, we have it in place. Sure. It seems simple to us, but for a lot of people, it's a big project. So get it done. It doesn't matter if it takes a week, a month, a year. Get that timestamp on it and make sure it gets done so you can move on to the next project. But it's a good way to operate, similar to us, related to the quarterly thing. And when we started the first of this year, we went and said, these are our 4 projects that we're working on this quarter.
Yeah, when we were working with staff, that was like operational stuff. So yeah, I mean, quarterly could work, and if you get 4 good sized things done in a year, that's huge, man.
Huge.
Most people are doing 0 to maybe 1. And so to get 4, I mean, it might not seem like an aggressive goal to get something done in 3 months, but it adds up.
Yeah, I would say
it adds up over time.
I would say right now, get out your whiteboard, get out your pad of paper, Evernote, whatever the case is, and just brainstorm some big projects that you want to get done in 2016. Start with that and kind of backtrack and say, okay, this is the most important, this is the most important, this is the most important, and then put them on a timeline and take action and get them done.
Good stuff, guys. Thanks for checking it out. I hope that you have some big aggressive projects for this year, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.